Hi guys, Ryan here. Today I'm going to be going over my entire One Piece collection. And that not only includes over 100 volumes, the art books, the figures, the movies, and the TV show. So yeah, we're going to start off with volume 1 here where it all started with Luffy, Monkey D. Luffy, the main character, who eats a devil fruit, which makes him lose the ability to swim, but then he gains new powers. He got the Gum Gum fruit, where he can stretch his body like rubber, and stretch it as far as he can. So yeah, he wants to become king of the pirates. He wants to surpass his friend Shanks, who saved him as a boy, and Shanks lost an arm due to that. But yeah, Shanks gives Luffy his straw hat, and yeah, this is like where all the story starts. This is where the story starts, and Luffy wants to get a crew, wants to become king of the pirates, and his first crewmate is Zoro, or Verona Zoro, and he has 3 swords. And then also we have Nami, who is a great navigator, and she's great at creating maps and just navigating through the seas, through the world. So yeah, those are the first Straw Hats, and it's really cool because they all have all of their own goals and dreams and ambitions, which is like really motivating and uplifting and motivational. So yeah, that's volume 1, and there's actually some shiny editions that you can get for the first 23 volumes of One Piece, where it's kind of like reflective for the title and then the number as well, which is pretty neat. I've seen before. So there's Luffy with number 1 with volume 1, starting off in the East Blue Saga. And the art style changes over time, but there we see Luffy breaking out of a barrel on a pirate ship, or actually just a regular ship, but that ship gets taken over by some pirates with Kobe, who unfortunately gets kind of tangled up with them, but he meets Luffy and he wants to become a Marine because of Luffy's kind of way of being super motivational and stuff. Alright, and then yeah, so that has the Captain Morgan fight, and then we get to volume 2 here with Buggy the Clown and his circus of a crew. And yeah, Buggy can like separate its body into as many parts as possible, so if you cut him, he'll just separate that part and he'll be fine. So yeah, definitely an interesting battle that happens there. And Nami gives away Luffy because she wants the treasure from the pirates, which you find out later on is because she's trying to buy off these other pirates, the Arlong pirates, so that her town will be free of those pirates. But yeah, we have volume 2 here with Luffy with the number 2. So yeah, Buggy is a fun character. There's so many great characters, and One Piece really fleshes out the characters really well with their backstories of like all the Straw Hats. So we got volume 3 with Zoro and Luffy, and Zoro is my second favorite Straw Hat next to Luffy, but Zoro is like one of my all-time favorite characters. I mean, all the Straw Hat crew is great. You can't really go wrong with whoever you choose as your favorite. They're all great. So yeah, this is where we meet Usopp with Kaya. This is where we get the Going Merry ship, their first ship. We have Django, and then Klahador's henchmen. We got Luffy there, and a full-on battle happens on the front of the island. And Usopp is known as this town liar, and nobody believes him when he says pirates are coming for real, with Klahadore and his evil scheme to get Kaya's fortune and live a easy life for the rest of his life and be rich and all that. So yeah, we have volume 5 here with Usopp, Kaya, Usopp's first crew before he joins the Straw Hat crew. So yeah, we got Luffy eating some ice cream, which is gigantic. One Piece is so creative. I love the artwork. It's so much fun. It's interesting seeing the characters wear different outfits that you don't normally see on different artwork like this. For example, they're all wearing black suits. So yeah, Nami's got a black dress, and they're just all in black next to a black cat. And then Luffy's about to jump into the water even though he can't swim. But he does that anyways. So yeah, next up we got is volume 7. This is the Barati arc. And back in the where we first meet Usopp, that was kind of emotional, where he's helping Kaya when she was sick by telling her all these great stories. But then Usopp actually goes on a real adventure and has real stories. So if he comes back to Kaya after One Piece is over, you know, and he'll have all these stories to tell her. So that's awesome. We'll see if that happens. But yeah, this is the Barati arc. We have Don Krieg and his henchmen. And Luffy is a fierce fighter, doesn't give up, ever. So yeah, there's the back with volume 8. And Don Krieg is trying to take over Sanji's restaurant. Well, it's technically not Sanji's, but he works for it. But the main chef who saved Sanji's life in the backstory, he runs the Barati restaurant, and Sanji has a lot of respect for the main chef, the chef boss. So yeah, it's volume 8. Alright, so moving on here, we got volume 9, and that gets emotional with Sanji leaving the Barati to join Luffy's Straw Hat crew. And Sanji's awesome though, because he gives one of Don Krieg's underlings some food when he was starving. So yeah. So we have volume 9, and we're in the Arlong kind of arc, and it gets emotional here too with Nami's backstory and her mom perishing because of Arlong, which is terrible. And yeah, Nami has a sister and everything. And yeah, it gets really epic with all the fights between the fishermen and the Straw Hat crew. So that's volume 9. Next up we got is volume 10 with Arlong and the fishermen. So yeah, we have volume 10 here with Arlong and the fishermen. And yeah, the ending to this was super epic with Luffy defeating Arlong, and Nami was like emotional about it and stuff. And yeah, they saved the day. Alright, so this is the last volume of the East Blue arc, but what a great way to start off One Piece. Introducing some of the main Straw Hat crew, getting their backstories, just a great setup to the start of One Piece. With volume 11 we have Nami on a pink chair with all the boys around. So next up we have is volume 12 with the Baroque work that starts, and there's this town called Logue Town or Rogue Town, depending on which version you're watching, the dub or sub. They have different names for it, but this is the first time we see Smoker. Buggy tries to execute Luffy. Luffy smiles, and then lightning strikes, and Luffy is able to escape. And then this is the point where all the Straw Hats at that point make a kind of a speech to basically say, what they're gonna set out to do on the sea. And yeah, before we get to like some of the later islands, we come across Laboon, and yeah, Brooke and Laboon have a past. So yeah, they were friends at one point. Alright, so we have volume 13 here with the Baroque work agents, run by the main villain, Sir Crocodile. So there's volume 13. And yeah, we have an undercover agent who's really the Princess of Alabasta, Vivi, who's good enough to be a Straw Hat, in my opinion. Alright, next up we have here is volume 14 with Mr. 3 and the girl that paints. And yeah, these two are kind of a deadly foe. And yeah, it's like this island of giants that are from Elbath. We have Nami and the bird there, who's carrying a message, I would imagine. But yeah, Usopp's super inspired, as you can see, by the Elbath giants who, like, you know, battle and work hard and train and become epic warriors. And that just really inspires Usopp, which is great to see. Alright, and then we got volume 16. And those Elbath giants have been battling for hundreds of years. Like, their lifespan is like lasts a long time. Alright, so anyways, let's move on. So we have volume 16 here with the first time we're meeting Tony Chopper. Alright, so we're on volume 16 here. We get Tony Chopper's backstory with the Doctor, which is unfortunate, but kind of has a beautiful end to it. And with, you know, the cherry blossoms, you know, falling, and Chopper was crying and everything. So yeah, that was another emotional moment. And yeah, so that is volume 16, and that is on the Drum Island arc with Wapple, the terrible king, who likes to munch on anything, a house, a boat. He'll eat it because he has the munch fruit, I believe. And yeah, we have Vivi and Nami right there on the back. Alright, and then next up we got is volume 17 with Wapple and his men. And Luffy defeats them, and there's like all these trials on Drum Island. Like there was this huge avalanche, and Luffy barely makes it to the top of like this giant hill, and there's like a castle on top. So yeah, but the woman doctor, I think, I'm trying to remember her name, but she basically wants Chopper to, you know, go out there and explore the world, which is great. So we have the first time we're seeing Fire Fist Ace, which is Luffy's brother. And yeah, a lot of interesting things happen during this arc. All this war and battling starts. So Crocodile is trying to take over. It never rains there, so they have problems with that, with the drought. And yeah, so somebody disguises himself as the king because he has the devil fruit power to do that. And yeah, so like all these things are happening, and it just like builds and builds and has an epic finale. So yeah. Alright, next up we have here is volume 20. We got Crew in the middle, Smoker, the King, Crocodile, Luffy, one of the rebellion kind of leaders right there, who knows Vivi from childhood. Alright, and then we got volume 21. And this is cool though, because I was the Baroque work agents with Sir Crocodile. So basically, when you connect these two, creates a continuous image with the Straw Hat crew and the Camel and Karoo and Vivi and all of them. And all their fights, especially Zoro's fight with the Mr. Zero. I think it might have been Mr. One actually. I think Mr. Zero is Crocodile. But yeah, basically that guy with the steel fights Zoro with swords, and luckily Zoro's able to beat him. Nami has a fight with this girl who has like the spike kind of devil fruit power ability, but she uses her climate baton, which was engineered by Usopp. And yeah, so basically she's able to defeat her and Nami wins. So yeah. Alright, so we have here is the 23rd volume, and that's the first box set. So yeah, that is the last volume of Barrack Work, and yeah, that's going to be part 1 of this video. But man, I have to say, so Vivi is awesome. She's a real hard worker. She wants to save the kingdom. She's emotional about all these bad things happening with like Sir Crocodile trying to take over and whatnot. And this is where we meet Nico Robin for the first time in the Barrack Work arc. And Nico Robin is great. She's like an archaeologist who joins the Straw Hat crew. But basically the Straw Hats all wear this like bandage, and underneath it has an X. So that way they know they're the real Straw Hat crew, and Vivi knows who's who, because there was that guy that can transform to look like other people, like he did for the king. So at the end, they all like raise their arms and kind of like say farewell to Vivi, and yeah, it's just like super emotional. And yeah, let's see if I can find it. There it is. Such a great manga panel. So yeah, if you guys want to see part 2, leave a like, subscribe, and if you like One Piece, definitely let me know down in the comments how you got into One Piece, what you think of it. And yeah, we're going to go through everything. We're going to go through the books, we're going to go through the movies, all the action figures I have, everything for One Piece. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.